Hey everyone, welcome back to English Cafe, where two friends hang out and actually talk like normal people. I'm Jennifer, and this is my buddy Duncan.
Hey folks, so glad you're here. Jennifer and I figured, why not just have a real conversation? No textbook stuff, no boring grammar lectures, just us being us.
Exactly. Because honestly, when you're learning English, you don't need to sound like a robot. You need to sound like, well, like a friend talking to another friend over coffee.
Speaking of coffee, Jen, I gotta ask, what's your deal with coffee? You're obsessed.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is kind of embarrassing, but yes, I'm totally hooked on coffee. Like, I can't even function without my morning cup. It's not even about the caffeine anymore. It's become this ritual, you know?
A ritual? Like, what do you mean exactly? Do you have like a whole process?
Oh, dude, yes. Okay, so I wake up and I'm honestly grumpy before coffee, like not fun to be around. And I stumble into the kitchen, I grind the beans, I heat up the water, and then I just sit there waiting for it to brew. Those few minutes are like my meditation time before the chaos starts.
That's actually really sweet. I get it. So it's not just about the drink, it's about the moment.
Thank you. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but you totally get it. Before I had kids, I could sit and enjoy it for like 20 minutes. Now, I chug it like it's going out of style while simultaneously stopping my son from eating Legos.
Okay, that's hilarious. But hey, at least you're getting your caffeine, right? That's what matters.
Right? It's called survival, Duncan. Anyway, enough about my sad coffee situation. How are things with you? Didn't you just get back from a trip?
Oh man, yes. So last month I went out to Colorado for this hiking trip, and dude, it was incredible.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Tell me everything. Where did you go exactly?
Okay, so we went to this place called Maroon Bells near Aspen. Have you heard of it?
I think I've seen pictures. It's super pretty, right? Those mountains look insane.
Passionately. They're absolutely stunning. Like pictures don't do it justice. The colors, these deep reds and blacks, they just take your breath away. We did this hike that was supposed to be like 4 hours, right? And we all thought we were super fit.
Oh, I see where this is going.
We barely made it, Jen. Barely. By the end, we were just dragging ourselves up this mountain, complaining the whole time. But here's the thing. When we got to the top, we saw these views that just made all the pain worth it, you know?
That's so true, though. Like, struggle plus reward equals a good memory.
Nodding enthusiastically. Exactly. And honestly, my legs were sore for like a week afterward. I couldn't go downstairs without making these ridiculous old man noises.
Why would you do this to yourself? Mocks him. Yes, that was literally me. Worth it, but also
Never again. Or like, maybe again, but I'm training first.
Okay, so real talk. You just used a bunch of very natural American English expressions, and I want to break some of them down because our audience is always asking about this stuff.
Oh, so we're switching to teacher mode now?
Just for a sec. Okay, so when you said I barely made it, that's such a common way Americans say something was really difficult or exhausting. We don't usually say I struggled tremendously. We say things like I barely made it or I could barely. It's just more natural.
Right, right. And that's something people learning English get wrong sometimes. They're too formal.
Exactly. They think they need to sound like Shakespeare or something. But in real life, Americans are pretty casual. We say things like for sure, honestly, you know, like a lot. Maybe too much.
Oh my gosh, yes. I definitely say like 50 times a day. I don't even realize I'm doing it.
Exactly. And actually, Americans use actually all the time. I think you're right. We use it to add emphasis or to soften what we're about to say.
Curious, what about phrases like no way or for real?
Oh, yes, those are super common. No way is like saying you don't believe something or you're shocked. And for real is like saying seriously or asking someone if they're being truthful. Like, are you for real right now? It's very American, very casual.
I definitely use those. What about when people say that's sick? Is that still a thing? I feel like I haven't heard that in a while.
Thoughtful. Oh, okay, so that one kind of cycled out a bit. But yeah, sick can mean cool or awesome. Then there's that's fire, which is like the newer version of that. And lit meaned awesome too.
Wait, lit? Like fire? I'm confused.
I know, right? Slang is weird. Lit just became slang for amazing or exciting. Younger people use it more. Like, that party was lit means it was really fun.
Language is wild. So our learners should know that slang changes like every 5 minutes, basically?
Honestly, yes. But the super important thing is, don't stress too much about using trendy slang. Just speak naturally. Avoid being too formal, use contractions, say gonna instead of going to sometimes. That's way more important than knowing what's lit.
Okay, so let's talk about idioms. Those confuse people like crazy, right?
Oh my gosh, so much. Because they don't make literal sense. Like if I say it's raining cats and dogs, nobody's like, oh, let's adopt them.
That one's wild. What does it actually mean?
It means it's raining really heavily, like a downpour. But the origin is actually kind of unclear, which is funny. We just say it because we say it.
What about break a leg? That one always confused me because you're wishing someone would break their leg?
I know it makes no sense, but it's what you say to performers before they go on stage. Actors, musicians, dancers. You say, break a leg, as a way of wishing them good luck. The theory is that it's reverse psychology or something, but honestly, nobody really knows why we say it. We just do.
America's weird sometimes.
America's weird all the time. But okay, here's one I use constantly. The ball's in your court. Do you know that one?
Is that about making a decision?
Yes, it means it's someone else's turn or responsibility now. Like if we're negotiating something and I make you an offer, I might say, the ball's in your court now, meaning you need to respond or make the next move. It comes from tennis, where you hit the ball to the other person's side of the court.
Okay, that one makes sense because of the tennis thing. What about piece of cake?
Oh, that one's easy. Piece of cake means something is really easy. Like, don't worry about the test, it's going to be a piece of cake. Though honestly, I've never understood why cake is the metaphor for easy. Cake can be hard to bake.
Right? Very arbitrary. Okay, what about it's not rocket science?
Nodding. That one I love. It means something is straightforward or simple. Like, I don't understand why you can't follow these instructions. It's not rocket science. It implies that if it's not rocket science, then it should be easy to understand.
Enthusiastically. Okay, so here's one I've always wondered about. Cost an arm and a leg. That's expensive, right?
Emphatically, so expensive, like ridiculously expensive. That new iPhone costs an arm and a leg. It means the price is way too high. And like with break a leg, the origin is unclear. Probably came from someone joking that they'd have to give up their limbs to afford something.
Americans are dramatic.
Too. We really are. But you know what? These idioms are part of what makes English colorful and fun. They're weird, but they make the language interesting.
So let's talk about something else people ask about a lot. Pronunciation. American English sounds different from British English, right?
Nodding seriously. Oh yeah, big time. Like the R's, for one thing. In British English, you kind of soften the R's at the end of words. But in American English, we really pronounce them. Like car says it with a strong R sound.
Car. Yeah, I hear it.
Continuing. Or water. In American English, it's water with this T that sounds like a D. But other English speakers might say it differently.
Curious, what about vowel sounds? Are those different?
Animated. Yes. Okay, so like A. In words like dance or can't, Americans usually say it more like ah. But in some parts of the country, there are regional differences. Like in New York or Boston, people have their own variations.
Interesting. So there are American accents?
Emphatically, oh my gosh, yes. Like there's a Southern accent, there's a Northeastern accent, there's a Midwestern accent. A Californian accent sounds different from a Texan accent. It's interesting because America is huge, and the English spoken in Florida doesn't sound the same as English spoken in Seattle.
Curious. So which accent should learners aim for?
Reassuringly, honestly, don't stress about it. Just speak clearly and naturally. If you have an accent, that's totally fine. People from all over America have different accents, and nobody's like, oh, you must be from Texas. Well, actually, sometimes they do. But the point is, accent isn't as important as clarity.
That makes sense. So it's more about being understood than sounding like you're from a specific place.
Warmly, exactly. And actually, I find accents charming. When someone's learning English and they have an accent, it's not a bad thing. It's like they're saying, hey, I'm from somewhere else and I'm making an effort. That's cool.
Oh, that's actually really nice.
Smiling, I mean it. Okay, so what about words that are pronounced differently? Like, how do you say tomato?
Tomato. Why? How do you say it?
Okay, so it's still tomato, but some people in other English-speaking countries say tomato versus the American tomato. It's the same word, just different stress.
You're right, that is different. What about schedule?
Nodding. Americans usually say schedule, but in British English, it's more like schedule. Again, same word, different pronunciation.
Understanding. So it's not that one way is right and one is wrong, they're just different regional preferences?
Exactly. That's the beauty of English. It's got all these variations and they're all valid. Language is living and breathing. It changes. It's flexible.
Oh, can we talk about those little words people use that don't really mean anything?
You mean like and
Yeah, and like, like, actually, honestly, why do we use so many of those?
Thoughtfully. Great question. So those are called fillers or discourse markers. We use them to give ourselves time to think or to create emphasis or to soften what we're about to say. Like if I'm about to say something that might sound harsh, I might say, honestly, I think you could have handled that better. The honestly makes it sound less mean.
Interesting. So they serve a purpose?
Passionately, yes. And that's important for learners to know. When we speak, we're not like computers. We don't just output perfect sentences. We pause, we fill space, we buy ourselves thinking time. So using these fillers, that's normal, that's natural. That's what real English sounds like.
Enthusiastically. Okay, so if someone's always speaking perfectly with no pauses or fillers, they actually sound kind of unnatural.
Nodding. Exactly. You ever heard someone speak who just goes on and on without stopping? It's weird, right? But if someone says or like or suddenly they sound like a real person. Curious, what about like? I feel like younger Americans use that word in weird ways. Oh my gosh, yes. So like can mean different things. Obviously, it means you enjoy something, like I like pizza. But younger people use it like a filler. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, and he was like, no way. It doesn't really mean anything grammatically, it's just there.
That sounds confusing.
It absolutely is, but it's also just how people talk. And it's not wrong, even if it sounds weird. It's just the evolution of language.
Okay, so can we talk about mistakes? Like, what do English learners commonly mess up?
Oh, yes, definitely. And the cool thing is, mistakes are not bad. They're how you learn. But let me share some common ones. One big thing is the present perfect tense. Americans often use have or has incorrectly.
Like how?
So, like correct, I have lived here for 5 years. But learners sometimes say I am living here for 5 years, which isn't quite right. The present perfect is for something that started in the past and continues now.
Okay, so it's about the connection between past and present.
Yes, exactly. Another one is the difference between for and since. For is a duration. I've been here for 2 years. Since is a specific starting point. I've been here since 2024. People mix those up constantly.
What else?
Articles, the use of a, an, and the. This is super hard for people, especially if their native language doesn't have articles. Like you say, I am student instead of I am a student. Small thing, but it changes everything.
Interesting. What about word order?
Oh, word order is huge. English is pretty strict about word order. Like, you can't just put things anywhere. I yesterday went to the store sounds wrong. You'd say, I went to the store yesterday. The adverb of time goes at the end usually.
So every language has its own logic, basically.
Exactly. And English logic might be different from your native language logic. That's why it can be confusing. But here's what I love. Once you start noticing these patterns, you start hearing them everywhere, and it clicks.
So the key is just exposure and practice?
And patience with yourself. You're not going to be perfect immediately, and you don't need to be. Even native speakers make mistakes. The goal is to communicate effectively and to keep improving.
You know what I think is interesting? How much culture affects language.
Oh man, so much. Like the way Americans talk is very direct compared to some other cultures. We like to get to the point pretty quickly.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so in some cultures, it's polite to be indirect and beat around the bush a little. But Americans, we're pretty straightforward. If something's wrong, we say it. If we disagree, we say so. It doesn't mean we're being rude. That's just how the culture is.
Interesting. Does that extend to things like feedback?
Animatedly. Yes, so in American business culture, if your boss tells you something you did was wrong, it's not personal. It's feedback. It's meant to help you improve. But I know in some countries that would be considered really harsh or rude.
Understanding. So you have to learn the cultural context too, not just the words.
Exactly. That's actually one of the most important things. Language is so tied to culture. Like humor is cultural. Americans use a lot of sarcasm and self-deprecation in humor. We make fun of ourselves and each other in a joking way. But if you take it literally, it's confusing.
I've done that before. Someone makes a joke at their own expense, and I'm like, wait, are they sad? And they're like, no, I'm joking.
Right? That's such a good example. Okay, what about how Americans interact with strangers? We say, "How are you?" all the time, but usually we don't actually want a detailed answer.
Really? How so?
Okay, so like you're at a store, the cashier says, "Hey, how are you today?" You say, "Good, how are you?" And that's it. You're not actually going to have a deep conversation about your life. It's just a greeting ritual. But people learning English sometimes take it literally and launch into their whole life story. And the cashier's like, okay, laughs.
Oh no, that's embarrassing for everyone involved.
Right, but that's such a good lesson in understanding cultural context. In some countries, that question would mean something deeper, but in America, it's just noise we make to be friendly.
So for people watching this who are learning English, what's your best advice?
Okay, so honestly, speak out loud. Like, don't just read and study. Actually say the words. Have conversations with yourself if you have to. Listen to podcasts, watch movies, read subtitles. Let English surround you.
And don't be afraid to sound weird?
Exactly. You're going to sound weird sometimes. You're going to say the wrong thing. You're going to mispronounce words. And that's 100% okay. That's the path to fluency.
Seriously? What about confidence? That seems like a big deal.
With real warmth. It's everything. And here's the thing. Confidence comes from practice and from being okay with being imperfect. The people I know who are really fluent, they're not perfect. They mess up. They just don't care that much. They keep talking. They work through it.
Any specific tips for speaking without fear?
Animatedly. Oh yes. Okay, so one thing is talk to yourself. I know it sounds weird, but narrate your day in English. Okay, now I'm making breakfast. I'm scrambling eggs. These eggs smell really good. It sounds silly, but it makes you more comfortable with the sound of your own voice speaking English.
That does sound silly.
It is silly, but it works. Also, find a language partner or community. Talk to other learners. Join online groups. Go to meetups. The more you speak with real people, the more you realize that nobody's judging you. Everyone's just trying to communicate.
Thoughtfully. And watch movies and TV shows?
Enthusiastically, yes. But here's the key. Watch with English subtitles if you're still learning. Don't watch your native language subtitles, because then you're not actually listening to the English. But English subtitles help you connect the sounds to the words you're reading.
Engaged. What about music?
Oh, music is fantastic, especially if you pick music you actually like. Read the lyrics, listen to the pronunciation, and you absorb the language while having fun. And the rhythm and repetition of music actually help you remember words and phrases.
So basically make learning English fun and integrate it into your life?
Nodding firmly. That's it. You're not going to get fluent by just studying grammar rules out of a textbook. You get fluent by living with the language, by making it part of your everyday experience.
Okay, so I have some favorite American expressions that I think our learners should know about.
Ooh, tell me.
Animatedly. Okay, so there's get your act together. That means like organize yourself and do better. You need to get your act together before the presentation.
Oh, yes. And that's something you'd say to a friend, not in formal writing. It's very casual.
Continuing with enthusiasm. What about nail it? That means to do something really well, like you nailed that presentation.
Grinning. Oh, I love that one. It's positive and encouraging. And then there's the opposite. Like if something goes badly, you might say, that didn't go well, or I totally bombed it.
Bombed it. I like that. It's so dramatic.
Americans are dramatic in how we talk. Oh, what about my bad? That's like, I'm sorry, it's my fault.
Yeah, it's pretty casual. My bad for being late. Younger people use it a lot.
Continuing with excitement. And no biggie. That means no big deal. Like if you do something wrong and you say, I'm sorry, and they say, no biggie, they're telling you it's fine.
Warmly. These are all so useful. So our learners, does it feel like we're just throwing slang at you? Laughs.
Quickly reassuring. No. What we're doing is showing you real English, the English you hear in movies and when people are just hanging out. This is the language you'll actually use and encounter.
Earnest. The important thing is context. You wouldn't use nailed it in a formal job interview. You might use it when texting a friend.
Exactly. Understanding context is huge.
American English is flexible, and the same person might speak very differently depending on who they're talking to and where they are.
Settling in, warm and genuine. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of what we talked about today.
Nodding. We covered a lot. We talked about small talk and everyday life.
Continuing, we broke down slang and idioms, which are super important for understanding natural English.
Passionately, we discussed pronunciation and how different regions have different accents, but that's totally okay.
Adding, we went into conversational fillers like, like, and the things that make English sound natural.
With emphasis, we talked about common mistakes and how that's just part of learning.
Warmly, we explored how culture and context matter as much as the actual words.
Smiling broadly, and we shared tips for building confidence and making English a natural part of your life.
Leaning forward earnestly. So here's our challenge for you. This week, try one of the things we talked about. Listen to English differently. Notice the fillers. Pay attention to how people actually speak, not how textbooks say they should speak.
With genuine enthusiasm. And please, talk out loud. Don't just listen. Participate. Make mistakes. That's where the magic happens. And feel free to share your progress with us. Comment below and let us know what you're working on.
Warmly. Before we go, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with us today. This was fun, and we appreciate you being here.
With heartfelt warmth. Seriously, whether you're just starting your English journey or you've been learning for years, we're so glad you chose to spend this time with us. Language learning takes courage, and you should be proud of yourself for putting in the effort.
Nodding sincerely. And remember, there's no perfect English. There's just your English, and that's unique and valuable.
Smiling widely. If you enjoyed this conversation, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss new episodes. We're putting out content regularly, and we'd love for you to be part of our growing English Cafe community.
With genuine warmth. You're always welcome here. We're a judgment-free zone where the only goal is learning, laughing, and having real conversations together.
So until next time, keep practicing, keep listening, keep speaking, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. You're doing great.
Thanks so much for being here. See you next time on English Cafe.
Waving. Bye, friends. Keep working on that English.